Mira
Oh,
asks,
what is this?
suggestions for getting
Oh,
to the inner story.
I'm going to close that. There's a video playing in the background. Oh my, hi. Oh, too many things happen all at the same time. It's Heather for Liberty Librarian. Hello. Hi, y'all. Hopefully my mic keeps working because I've been having quite the day. I've been like away for a couple weeks, so I miss you all so very much. I'm really glad to be back. I had spring break last week, so that was really nice. I feel a lot more rested and relaxed, and so much BS has been happening lately that I kind of really needed it. So I'm glad that you came back to it with me. I see a few of you are already on. It's nice to see you again. Oh my God. So yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Oh, there's a little bit there. And honestly, it was better than it was the year before, don't you think? It was right around last year was when the pandemic really closed everything down, and I remember people were talking about going out, and there was a huge like everything closed down. All the restaurants closed down, all the bars closed down, and everyone was told you have to be at home. And if you're not at home, they were going to arrest you. And it was probably the worst St. Patrick's Day ever. And this year was much better, although I didn't really do much because Wednesday's Sweet Subversives night. And so Kara and I celebrated. And a short recap, I made green beer using Skittles. Not really recommended, but it wasn't terrible. It was not, it didn't make the beer taste any better, that's for sure. But it made the beer green. So, long story short, that was kind of our night, having a couple beers. I had a Guinness after that, so it got that green, yucky taste out of my mouth. So, I hope that you had some fun too. I was thinking about St. Patrick's Day. Hi, from my actual Irish friend, Kevin. Hello, Kevin. How you doing? How I know Americanized Americanized St. Patrick's Day is probably a horror for people from Ireland. Just even thinking about us being stupid and drunk, and I think it's a little disrespectful, but I think we try to have things in good fun here, and I'm a sucker for beer. I love a pint. So that's not going to change anything for me. Oh, yes. Much less uncertainty this year, better able to assess risks. I totally agree, Mike. I think that last year it was just so much unknown. Everyone was really scared, and I mean, justifiably so, and that no one knew anything. So I remember we just sat at home, like had our beer, like yay. And I mean, we did corned beef and cabbage, and it was good, but it could have been better. And my mother-in-law sent me pictures yesterday from her St. Patrick's Day dinner, and it was this huge spread of corned beef. It looked amazing, and I was very jealous because I just had like a little bitty dinner here. So doesn't help I'm on a diet, so I can't go crazy, but I do think that we are at a turning point. This is the great thing, is that I feel like things are opening up, and as the weather gets warm, it's not warm here. We had a blizzard last week, so not like anything we could do, but it's gonna get warmer, and as it gets warmer, more and more people are getting their shots. I'm kind of pushing for, what is it, the Johnson & Johnson one? I always think it's shampoo, but that we're, the one and done. How nice would that be? Oh yeah, no pubs open, no parades. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kevin. I know in Chicago we have a big, wonderful parade, and I think this year they had the green. They put green in the water there out in the, what is it, the lake, not in the lake, in the river. So it was green, but it's like we chose to stay home anyway. We made shepherd pot pie, potato skins. Yum, dude, that sounds amazing. You gotta like post the recipe. I want to try that. If there's any way for me to do it in my air fryer, I would be on it. I love my air fryer. Oh, I can't shut up about it. I can make everything in it. I'm looking up recipes, and like you can do hot dogs in it. Like you start the hot dog in there, you can do bacon wrap hot dogs, and then you finish it and then put the bun in there and it gets nice and toasted. Oh my God. Oh, good. You're going to get your first shot next week. I'm still waiting. I really want to get my shot done. I don't know if it's going to make me safer, but it makes me feel like, we get that herd immunity up past 70%, and, like people, it'll start, all the dominoes will start falling, and we'll be back to normal soon, right? I hope. Right. But yes, congrats on getting your shot next week. I'm hoping. They say that well, I'm not in any of the first groups. I'm too young for that, but and I'm too healthy too. Damn it! But I think that I should be getting it before the end of May. I'm hoping sooner than later, because I know they're pushing through it really quick. So I'm hoping that's the key, and then we can start travel and having fun. And I have so many things I want to do. And I miss people. And I haven't been getting very many haircuts because, it just seems like a hassle to go out and everybody's wearing a mask. And, I just I hardly see anybody anyway. I only work 1 day a week and, at school. The rest of the week I'm at home. So there's not a lot of point for being pretty except for you guys, but I don't mind having longer hair anyway. That's I feel like it's my pandemic hair. Look at me being a hippie. I'm a hippie during the pandemic. And then when I'm done, I'm totally going to probably get a crazy haircut just because I'm so sick of being shaggy and not feeling as pretty as I could be. But anyway, oh, hi, Rory. I think that we're getting there. And I've been talking to people about, how you feel, how has it changed things? And one of the things that Kara and I have talked about is that you get to see people's true colors lately. And sometimes that's really good because I've had people step up and say, I will help. I'll deliver groceries for people. I will take care of someone if they're sick because I already had my shot. I'm just amazed at the big hearts of so many people. And I love that. And it makes me really understand my friends and the people, even people I just know from here, from my viewers and people on social media. Just it's amazing how many people are frontline workers who really are stepping up every single freaking day to make sure everybody's safe. And I'm just amazed by how cool people can be. And yet. There are certain people, when things aren't good, they get real mean. And that I've seen a lot lately too. So it kind of some people blossomed, it's wonderful when you can see how nice people can be. So I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful that, as we go on, that more and more of us blossom and remember to love each other and take care of your friends and take care of your family and do that. Because why not? I mean, I'm trying to be a good person at the end of all this because that's what life's worth living for, not taking each other down, stabbing each other in the back, being a jerk. I mean, I just don't want to go out that way. I want to be a good person. I want to help people. That's why I'm a librarian. I wanted to help people the whole time. So I hope that some of this is a little therapeutic, and a lot of it is for me. I've watched a couple shows this week where they talk about, what St. Patrick's Day is about. And I think it's a celebration of Irish culture. People talk about the religious connotations, which is kind of confusing. Is it St. Patrick taking the snakes out of Ireland, which I saw a great cartoon the other day. I wonder if I can find it. It's super cute. Let's see. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Taking the snakes out of Ireland. And he's driving them in a car. Let's see if I can get this to go. Yeah, find it. There it is. Okay. Let me do a whole screen. Where? There we go. Okay. Here, I'm going to put it up on your screen, dudes, so that way you can see. Share screen. Go tab. There. Okay, I think this is it. So you see, are we there yet? How much further? I know I have to go to the bathroom. I'm going to be sick. All the snakes are being like little kids in the car. And St. Patrick is driving the snakes out of Ireland. And who drew that? It's just awesome. And I don't know who drew this, but it's awesome. And I've seen it on Facebook a bunch. So I got a kick out of that. One of my favorites, you know? So I love that. Let's see. Everyone knows that love is the only road. Yes, James Taylor, right? I love it. I think that, you know, you got to have some humor in this world, and you got to have some love for your fellow human beings. And sometimes it's really hard, and it's really challenging, and it's a pain. But, you know, they're going through some shit. So are you. You know, like everybody's going through some crap during this pandemic. So, okay. So I'm a little bit all over the place today. I worked, and I'm kind of tired, you know, like dealing with some of the negative sides of people, but it made me really think. I'm going to take the high ground, and I'm going to be good and lovely and cool, because that's all we can do. And oh my God, I love you too, Kara. Oh, I miss you all the time. And I don't know. And I think that's one of the people, like Kara. I was like, what would Kara do? She'd be cool, and she'd be nice, and she'd help people, and she looks out for everyone. I want to be like that more, you know? And you surround yourself with people that you aspire to be like, and slowly over time, you get a little bit better all the time. So I try, and it's really hard to be super positive. Everybody thinks, oh, you're positive, Heather. I'm like, I try because I try. You know, you have to sometimes just put yourself in that mindset and smile and not bite somebody, you know. Zen. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not a super party animal anymore. One of my friends, Chris, was saying like he used to get up when he was young and 8 a.m, start drinking and partying for St. Patrick's Day, and now he's a little older, and he doesn't start till noon. And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of the same way, man. I don't really like getting up early anyway. So if I had the day off, I'd probably sleep in anyway. But all the good restaurants that serve delicious Irish food, most of them don't start serving the delicious Irish food until at least 11. So might as well wait till 11 to start drinking, for goodness sakes. But, you know, I'm not cool. I'm not like the cool kids anymore. So whatever, you know. Also, I'm a lightweight. After going on a diet, I used to be able to drink a lot more beer. I try to keep up with the boys, and I just can't, you know. I lost enough weight now that a little bit of alcohol, I'm like, bedtime at like 10. I'm an old lady. So yes, this is me just yapping today. I missed you guys. I feel like, you know, it's been a while. What's up with you guys? Hopefully you're doing well. I feel like with spring kind of coming, I know it's the sun's out. There's still there's snow on the ground, but the sun's out, and it makes me in a better mood. So it's kind of awesome. But I'm starting to like plan ahead. Like this is the first time, the turning point, that I'm starting to plan for like maybe going on a trip this summer. Not a huge trip, you know, like little trip, but going places and not feeling like the end of the world would happen, you know? So I feel like we're at this good turning point. I hope you're feeling that too, because dude, it's been a long year. And I didn't even really think about it until someone said, this is when it's all started last year. It's been 1 year. So this is the anniversary of the shit show that is the pandemic, COVID-19. I feel like there should be some sort of animated thing right there. Explosions, me walking away from it going, 2021, we're done with it. But we're not quite done with it. It's okay. We'll get there. I feel like someday I'm going to watch this when I'm an old lady, and this is sort of my journaling, talking about what's happening in the world. And this is a big freaking thing. It's huge. So we'll get through it. I want to be like 100 years old and go, I remember in 2021. I didn't get to do anything, but I remember it. So I hope you're all doing okay. And things could be changing. I'm hopeful. The things that I pray for is everybody that I love to stay healthy and that they get their shots and they stay healthy. And then number 2, things open up after everybody's being healthy and awesome, and then we get to do more stuff. And 3, I want Dragon Con to happen this year. I want camping. I want to go on a trip somewhere. I don't know where yet, but somewhere. And I want to like do stuff with my friends and family. I mean, that's all I want. And it seems like so easy. There's so many people like, I want world peace. I'm like, it's probably not gonna happen. But maybe going on a trip, I can focus on that. So I hope that happens. Oh man. Oh, my cat's just staring at me. He's giving me like this pervy look. I'm like, hello, lady. So I don't have a ton of news tonight, but I think I'll switch gears because I just didn't really want to plan a lot for the show. I just wanted to talk to you. So that's where I went with it. Intellectual freedom news is something I hold near and dear. And I have people sometimes give me crap about it because they're like, what is that? And for those of you who are new to the show, it is about privacy. It's about censorship. It's about like people tracking you and things like that are in the news, and technology, and how sometimes things that are free aren't really free. So I love to talk about it with you every week. So I found like a variety, and one of my favorite places to look for it is the Intellectual Freedom Committee. They have a intellectual freedom blog for the Office of Intellectual Freedom for the American Library Association, and I'm on the Intellectual Freedom Committee here in the state of Minnesota, and I am a member of the ALA one too, but I'm not very active in it lately. This whole year has been draining, to say the least. So I feel like you have to put in your energy where it matters, and putting as much into my job as I can. But the extra stuff is fun, and I've had people not even understand, that there's importance in reaching out and working with people nationally and internationally. So love it. So anyway, I go there and I find some really cool stuff. One of the things I found was local news. Wisconsin Public Radio actually had a really cool article, and I'm going to show just a little picture. Let's see if I can click on it. What it is there's a Wisconsin company that is going to provide drone-powered internet service to rural, way out there, Northwoods students. So one of the things that is just a common theme for libraries is accessibility. And a lot of times people in really poor areas are not, or, rural, far away. They don't have internet there. There's just no internet. And a lot of times it's poorer communities where they don't have the money to set it up. So people, the haves and the have-nots. And the haves have cool internet, and they get everything. They get the Netflix and the streaming. And the have-nots have none of it. So what this company, it's a startup that's doing, is they're providing this internet service to Northwood students. How are they doing it, Heather? Well, it is freaking cool. They are having these telelift drones that actually carry cell phone towers on the drones into places where service is unreliable. And this was in the Wisconsin Public Radio website, and I thought it was really neat. So what they say is this is a drone-powered cellular signal that this Wisconsin startup it's part of a state-funded pilot program in Eagle River area that will use, and it will test the drones as a way to expand internet connectivity into rural areas. Now, I'm very like confused. They're like, are they always flying around, or is it certain times of the day? They will be fitted with these portable cell phone towers, allowing students throughout the sprawling Northwoods district to get online, even in rural areas where cell phone service and broadband access are unavailable or unreliable at best. I think we need to send one out to Kara Schultz's house because her cell phone service is rather unreliable. You need one of those drones, Kara. What was kind of cool about it, oops, I lost my page there. It's a real need in that district, and it's among the state's largest geographically, and it's spreading over 435 square miles in, I think it's called Vilas and Oneida counties. And as many as 15% of the district's 1,340 students have no internet access at their home. So think about this when people are social distancing for this last year, how they had no internet to be able to do things. Were they mailing stuff back and forth like old-timey like classes? You remember with those classes you'd sign up for and like the back of magazines, and they'd send you the stuff in a little binder, and then you'd like do stuff and mail it back as you get it done. Like, was it like that? I don't even know how you do it. So these students, they a lot of times we rely on streaming video and other tools for educational software. We use libraries and digital libraries. I don't know how somebody could not have it. I mean, how would you succeed in the modern classes today without it? I mean, we rely on like our Brightspace D2L online classes, Zoom meetings, all that. So this district is also providing Chromebooks to the students. So they have that, and they have some portable hotspots to those who need them. Some of them can use that and it works. But those hotspots only work where there's a strong cellular signal. So if this district doesn't have it, it's not the case. So it's not only an issue that some students can't afford to buy broadband in their house, it's actually not available. So they couldn't even do it if they wanted to. It's just where they live. And so this was kind of neat because it was a new notion of boosting signals via the drone is new. It's based on new technology that makes it possible for the drones to remain in the air for days and weeks at a time. So they charge up and they can fly and fly and fly. So I just like, do they just hover in this area? So the battery, it's like, okay, the key that this Williams guy says is Scott L.B. Williams, founder of Wisconsin Telelift, is the company that does it. It's so new that they can stay in the air. And so he says it is such long flights require a huge amount of energy, more than any that battery power could accommodate. The solution. So this is how they do it. I'm going to show you a picture in just a minute. These drones are tethered to the ground with a power cord. So this is this drone hovering. Why do you have to have the drone? Okay, so the drone has to be high enough so it can get the signal. And that the power source, the drones can hover for at 100 feet or higher for more than a month in all but the very worst weather. So now they have this aircraft that has 160 pounds of lifting thrust and can only fly for 42 days. It's so advanced that people still believe it can't be done, although they're doing it. Okay, I'm going to show you a picture of that because it's freaking cool, dude. I think it is so amazing. I actually really love this story. This is my favorite one. That's why I'm going right away. Okay, here we go. This is what it looks like. So this is a tethered drone, and you see it's got a power cord, and I think it can go up higher than that because that's just up to the height of like a silo, right? So this is in Wisconsin, and this is the cute little drones. I'm going to show a picture up here. This is what they look like up close where he's like looking down on it, and you can see there's like a power source, and he's got like the actual telecom stuff is right in the middle, and he looks like he's messing with it. See if there's one more picture. Oh, I'll show you. I can show you. Can I show you this clip? It's just a real short clip. Okay, I have to go stop for a second though because I got to turn on the sound if we do that, so you can see what it looks like. Let's see. There, I got to click on the share audio if I'm going to do that though. So I'm going to just show you a real short little clip of it. This is what it looks like. If I can get it to load, I should have preloaded. Gonna come? Yeah, my internet's being bad anyway. They always recommend you preload. Maybe I won't. Anyway, it'll probably all happen now. Sorry, dudes. I tried. It's like if I plan ahead instead of just doing things like at the last second. Oh, did I close it? Oh no, I'll open it again. There we go. Phew. Thank you, internet, for not totally screwing up. But that's what I wanted to show you is that what it looks like. It's huge. They're kind of huge drones, but I'm just amazed that this is like such a cool innovation and that there's a way that you can help people and it doesn't have to come from the government. It can be something where they can work together in a community and it's they have like so many ways that you can help people if you just think outside of the box, right? So what's kind of cool about this is that now this they have very modest aims. They say this Foster from it says that the drones will likely go up in the evening to ensure that the school's VPN networks are also available to students. And they can go up in the event of a snow day to help make virtual learning possible. And they said they'll use pilot project to learn about how to make the tool effective, to test its range in the wooded areas of the Northwoods, and to find ways to make service effective. And they'll start testing it this month. Okay, so I've been camping in the middle of nowhere for a long time, and I've been to some place where you just don't have a signal. Wouldn't this be awesome to have your own little telecommunication so you can just zoop? I'm just thinking there's so many potential uses for this, not just schools, but other places, just out in the middle of nowhere. So you can like set up in case of an emergency, you'll have internet wherever you are. How awesome. So this isn't the holy grail of solutions that boom, it just solves it. And now everybody in the rural world will have internet, but it does work. It's a solution and it can work and make it so students can have access. And I've shared a story about this before where they had hotspots on a bus. And so students could sit next to a bus and get their schoolwork done on their laptops. I mean, there's so many ways that you can make a lot of this work, but if you're trying to social distance, I mean, people want to stay at home and make it so they can stay at home. And I think this could make it so people could homeschool. They can do so many things where they never were able to before. So this type will be a type of project-based learning for the students in the district, a chance to witness the intersection of science and technology and entrepreneurship. And I think it's a very kind of libertarian idea, like let's use the technology to help out people and, have like a small organization come up with a solution and make it work for people. So I thought that was very cool. So Wisconsin Telelift. Very neat. So they talk about the guy who created this and his an Air Force veteran, Williams. His nickname LB is an old military call sign. He's spent years abroad, including an assignment in South Africa, which is amazing because today I just watched a great presentation from Becky Brooks about South Africa, and she's amazing and makes you want to learn all about it. But I think the things that he said when he left the service, he and his wife Greta started a nonprofit in South Africa that focused on conservation research. And it all kind of came together to me in my head today when I saw this, is that like the things that you can do to help people. And you sometimes get ideas in different parts of the world, but why can't you use them everywhere? Help people. And his work, they learned about the use of drones to help address poaching, human trafficking, and other crimes. So there are good uses for drones. And I'm hoping that this is something that leads to more good technology uses to help people. And it doesn't have to just be drones, but I mean, like the technology is out there. What else can we do to help people? I love it. So their nonprofit work connected them to Raul Tiwari. He's a young and technically gifted engineering student that led him to the Minnesota-based startup Spooky Action Robotics, and with which Wisconsin Telelift partners. So they work together. And the Williams moved to northern Wisconsin with their kids in 2018. And they never would have believed that they still have the challenges that they had in South Africa that they have in Wisconsin because of the pandemic. And they said they started development in a remote game reserve in Africa. And now they are using that here in the United States. And I mean, it's like interesting how things kind of come together, isn't it? So just last week, they said Scott left his job in order to focus full time on trying to build Wisconsin Telelift. So he took this great idea and he's running with it. And he has a 16-year-old son and a bunch of part-time workers, and they are all expecting the company to grow. And I just think it's amazing. So they're hoping to tap Wisconsin manufacturing firms for the production of their drones. So they're reaching out and working with businesses in their community, and they are right now funded by with the Northland Pines is a pilot project with them, and they are funded by a $100,000 grant from the Wisconsin Economic Development Corp and the Public Service Commission. So government money that went into it is actually helping small business grow and help people. I just thought that was awesome. What a neat thing. So there's a lot of applications that could be used for this device in the service. The drones could be an emergency response. That's what I was just thinking. And they could be like something like if a natural disaster knocks out your cell phone service, like huge tornadoes or whatever, hurricanes, whatever, they can boost networks. So that way high traffic times, large groups of fans, like let's say you have like a Super Bowl and you have a bunch of people in the city where you normally wouldn't have, this can boost the service. So that way you don't like have people like, I can't even call, can't even do it. So this could be a potential thing. How amazing. So it makes you think, like, if cell phone towers can be that small, how much smaller can they be? Could you just have them built into your phone so you don't even need service? I mean, someday this makes my dreams come true. So that's my favorite one. I'm just like, I'm in love with that story. So, and I love that it's a Midwestern thing and it's very cool. So thirsty. So anyway, very neat. And just to reiterate, that is a startup company called Wisconsin Telelift. Very cool. Look more into that. Okay, the next one. Next thing that I want to talk about. You know, I had a couple things. I'm going to close that. Okay. Right now, one of the things I saw in the news this week is a technology thing. This isn't so much about, well, it's about privacy. That's what it is. At my work, they're pushing for us to do like another level of authentication for more security, which is great. I love more security and protecting. I also like protecting yourself against all the security to make sure that, you know, people aren't looking through your data, right? So one of the things that they're saying is that they want it, like if you switch computers, that you switch to a texting system. And I got really nervous this week because I had read a couple articles, and I don't know if this is as valid, but I'm seeing it again and again, and it makes me think that sending like verifying your identity through your cell phone, like you log in and it goes, oh, we're gonna send you a text. It's not foolproof. And this is the thing I've been seeing this week. This is last week is the first time I ever really saw as much about it. There's an article in a website called Krebs on Security. And I saw this. I've seen this in a couple different places too. It is kind of scary to me. I'm going to see if I can find the other article. There was another one. Oh, where was it? There's Android Police, TechWire, passwordless authentication is something that people are talking about. You can check to see if someone else is using your login stuff. There's ways to figure it out, but people aren't that techie that they know. So this is the thing. They call it SMS, and SMS text messages are already the weakest link securing just about anything online. So there are tens of thousands of employees at mobile stores who can be tricked or bribed into swapping control over a mobile phone number to someone else. I'm just saying, we're now learning that there's an entire ecosystem of companies that anyone can use to silently intercept text messages intended for other mobile users. So I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but a lot of hackers already know how to intercept your text messages. So if you think they're very secure, they're not that secure, especially if they can intercept it through like a cell phone provider. And really good hackers probably get jobs at cell phone providers just for that, because then they can easily get in. So there's a security researcher that had worked with Vice.com's Joseph Cox to intercept Cox's incoming text messages with his permission. So he wanted to see for his article if it was possible to do it. And so this user named Lucky225 showed how anyone could do the same after creating an account at a service called Sakari, a company that helps celebrities and businesses do SMS marketing and mass messaging. So how they did it is really simple and gross. It cost $16 to do it. And there was very little to prevent someone from stealing your text messages without your knowledge. So if you think texting is secure, think again. There are ways that you can lock it down more, but don't rely on texting, especially because it's out there in the cloud. They can intercept it. So there was a free trial to anyone wishing to see what the company's dashboard looks like. The cheapest plan is $16. So they provided a motherboard with screenshots of the interface and shows a red plus symbol where users can add a number. So this is kind of terrifying. So they provide a letter of authorization for the user to sign this. So they said, you should not conduct any unlawful, harassing, or inappropriate behavior with the text messaging service and phone number. But as this Lucky225 showed, the user can just sign up with someone else's number and receive their text messages instead. Freaking terrifying. So this said that Sakari has since taken steps to block its service for being used for mobile telephone numbers, but he said Sakari is just one part of a much larger unregulated industry. So Sakari goes away because now people have talked about it. Something else is going to come into its place. As you know, like there's so many ways to do the same thing. So it is a weakness in the system. And they said that they can hijack SMS messages for many phone numbers. And it's just not this. It's an industry-wide problem. And most common way thieves hijack SMS messages these days involve SIM swapping, a crime that entails bribing or tricking employees at wireless phone companies into modifying customer account information. So they're constantly scamming on these companies to try to do the SIM swaps. So the attackers to redirect the target's phone number to a device they control, and then they can intercept the target's incoming SMS messages and phone calls. So from there, the attacker can reset passwords and from any account which uses a phone number for password reset links. But then that gives them access to other resources on the phone. So you can get into, once you get the passwords reset, you can get into banking information, and it is like a bunch of dominoes falling. So the insecurity in text messaging as this resource makes me feel like you shouldn't rely on it. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do with like the whole state going on it, because I know it's just a matter of time before something goes wrong. And I'm like, I feel like I'm Nostradamus on these things, people. A problem's about to happen if we rely on it. So there are other ways of doing secure authorization. There's even like dongles and stuff, and you can lose dongles. There's sites that like you can reset it in a different way. I'm just saying, don't rely on the SMS messages from phone calls. Hackers are already doing that. So what else did they say? This was a huge article too. They talk about large telecommunication providers provide transfer requests. They can do the change request is by consulting NPAC, the Number Portability Administration Center. So when customers want to move their phone numbers, mobile or otherwise, the request goes through this. And then it is known as an alt-SPIDE, which sounds like a spider, which is a 4-digit number that enables NPAC to identify the telecommunications company. So there's like a whole line of how you do it. it's a really eye-opening article. There's a comprehensive Medium article in Medium that talks about wholesale voice over internet providers that let you become a reseller with little or no verification. There's so many levels of corruption in telecommunications. You got to put your tin hat on because, baby, it's dark and it goes all the way down. So it's really easy if somebody wants to be a corrupt human being to go this way. This is an easy way to get into hacking, and then it just leads to like stealing like identities and credit cards, and it is big freaking money. So I'm saying this not to scare you so much as to let you know that there's a lot of bad out there, that you feel like your phone is safe. It's probably not. And the more people I know that are switching to burner phones, there's valid reasons for it. A lot of the world is smartphone. Like if you want to go to concerts, you have to do smartphones. But try to avoid selecting your SMS or your phone calls for your second factor or one-time codes. It's better to use something else like a phone, a regular phone number, or an email address or something else. And make sure you have a unique and super strong password, and change them so very often. And physical security keys are great options. You can remove your phone number from it if you can. Any email accounts you have. Sign up for any service online. It'll mostly require you to use an email address. In nearly all cases, a person who is in control of that address can reset the password, merely by requesting a password reset. Many email providers still let users reset their account passwords by having a link set via the text or the phone number or file on the account. So remove the phone number as your backup. Do it because there's so many people abusing it right now, and I want you to be safe. Be safe. So they are advising people right now to remove their phone numbers from their accounts whenever possible. And the funny thing is, this month is the month that they decided that they want to like use that as another factor for my work. So I'm beside myself because I can't say anything, and they won't listen to me anyway because it's already decided way up high. So way to go. But if you can protect yourself, please do. I love that. Hey, Mike. Hope you're doing well. Good info. Thank you. Thank you, sir. It's so nice to see you. I'm trying to protect people. That's all I'm about. This world. But I do think that was really cool, and I thought it was very interesting. So don't use your phone for your second authentication. I had a couple other things. Man, I'm running low on time. I'm going to skip that one because it's boring, and I'm going to just that one. And this one is more about cancel culture, and you know how I feel about it. I'm annoyed by it lately. I subscribe to Disney Plus, and I love Disney Plus a lot because they have Star Wars, they have Marvel, and it is amazing. They have so many really good movies for kids, and Disney is a giant super entity that is terrifying, and they squash your hopes and dreams, but they give you some really neat stuff, so I get it. But the thing I don't like lately is that you can set up different profiles on it, and I have one for my husband, one for me, and you can put kid ones that like so you can control the content and not have questionable stuff on it, whatever. But the problem is they're getting to be more and more influenced by culture. Like there's some episodes of the Muppet Show, which I love. I grew up watching the Muppet Show. I was a kid, and they're saying there's some episodes that you can't see because there's questionable racial things, or and like, hey, we all know Bugs Bunny had some really like crazy, terrible stuff, but I'm a big believer in maybe at the beginning, instead of not showing it, going, hey, there's some questionable stuff in here. Change the rating on it for that episode. I don't care, but you should still make it accessible. They're adults paying for it. But now the question is, they're censoring some of it because of the stereotypes. So classic Disney movies like Peter Pan and Dumbo this last week have now been removed from children's profiles due to negative stereotypes. Yeah. So, Heather, what about Dumbo was a negative stereotype? They say the crows in the musical number pay homage to racist minstrel shows. And then Dumbo is 1941, where white performers wore blackface and tattered clothing. They ridiculed enslaved Africans and Southern plantations. So the leader of the group in Dumbo is Jim Crow, like the Jim Crow law, right, which shares the name of enforced racial segregation in the Southern United States. Whether or not that was intended to ridicule people, it's questionable. But so that one is now censored because of that. Peter Pan, one of the ones I would watch over and over again. They have Native people in stereotypical manner that reflects neither the diversity of Native people nor their authentic cultural traditions. People were dumb. I'm just saying. It was like the 50s. Nobody knew better because they didn't know actual Native people, so they'd see the stereotype, they would mirror the stereotype, and that's why it lasted so long. So maybe the good side of this is maybe that people won't mirror it, and then this will stop, because you'll see more, like, I don't know, like Pocahontas was a better, more authentic representation and animation of it, So they had the Lost Boys, and they referred to the natives as redskins. And Peter and the Lost Boys engage in dancing, wearing headdresses and exaggerated tropes. Another one was the Swiss Family Robinson, which, like Space Family Robinson, Lost in Space. It's been mirrored again and again. So they said in this one, I don't hardly remember Swiss Family Robinson from the 1960s, except that they had the awesome treehouse. That's all I can remember from it. And they had animals they rode around, which seemed awesome. That's all I can remember. But they said that pirates who antagonize a family are portrayed as stereotypical foreign menace. They appear in yellow face or brown face and are costumed in an exaggerated and inaccurate manner with top-knot hairstyles, cute, robes, overdone facial makeup and jewelry, reinforcing their barbarism and otherness. So, which also, you look back in the old days, and you'd have all white people playing every race, and it was just ridiculous. So, I mean, are they gonna censor everything ever? Because there's it's still going on. You have movies where it clearly calls for someone from Japan, and they'll have a white person. I'm like, why? So, last one, I promise. The Aristocats, which I love. I love kitty cat movies, so this makes me sad too. The Siamese cat is depicted as a racist caricature of East Asian people and exaggerated stereotype traits with slanted eyes and buck teeth. So I'm just saying, Disney, you're doing this. Have you looked at Star Wars? There are a few characters in that people talk about again and again, that they say that is also a racial, would you call it a slur? I don't know. It could be, you could interpret it that way. So at what point do we just ban everything? I don't know. Why not just have conversations about it and go, this is why this sucks. But the rest of the movie doesn't suck. So just remember, this part sucks. If they're going to do mind control, at least talk about it. I don't know. Oh, man. Yes. Cancel culture equals mind control 20-somethings who want attention. Yes, I agree. Oh, they took the Song of the South completely off the market. Oh, yeah. And there is some beautiful stuff in that. And I don't understand why all these things I grew up with. It's little kid stuff, and it was beautiful and really well done, and they're smashing it. And I just wonder what kids are going to be like. They're going to have the most boring crap, and they are still going to be racist, and they're still going to have issues, and it's going to have nothing to do with the media. Because I watched demented stuff growing up. I watched way too much stuff. I would watch whatever I could see on TV. I love horror movies, and I was just a weird little kid. And honestly, I think that it opened my eyes to a lot of things in the world. And I think kids need to see some of this stuff and understand it and have good conversations. That's all. I don't say that little kids should just watch everything, because, like, even though I turned out okay. Not every kid's like me. But as an adult, like, we're missing some opportunities to talk to kids. And I'm going to say this again and again. Please just talk to your kids. Say, I love this movie. This is why. I know, the Aristocats, just because of that one, right? Aristocats. They were so cute. So please don't be a canceler. Instead, like, talk about why you don't like something. That's a better thing. But we don't have to cancel it just because you don't like it. Learn from it. Share what you learn, because then we can make better art in the future, and it can be like so woke. But for now, let's just not erase everything, because all the stuff I love is disappearing, and pretty soon there'll be nothing left, and no Star Wars, no nothing. So, ooh, hello, ooh. So anyway, that's about the end of my show. I am on a ranty rage all the time, so please join me every week. I am gonna have another beer and talk about how to protect myself from hackers and whatnot, but I'm not going to do very well at it, because every time I think I know, it changes. So if you know tips on how to protect yourself from hackers, I think one of the next shows will be all about how to protect yourself. So I'm going to do some heavy duty research on that, and I'll share it, because I love that stuff. So you have a great week. Thanks for joining me, guys. It was nice to see you. All the mics and Kara and Love Tour H. Welcome. I always love getting to see people from all over the place. I dig it. So have a great week. Love you guys. Stay cool and have like the best day ever. See you later.